Welcome to Ethan Hahn Plus, the podcast where dreams take center stage. On this show, we're all about spotlighting the incredible talents and passions of everyday people. Whether you're an aspiring artist, a person of faith, or simply someone with a story to tell, this podcast is your platform. So sit back, relax, and get ready to meet some extraordinary individuals. Because here at Ethan Hahn Plus, everyone has a chance to shine. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ethan Hahn Plus. It hasn't really been that big of a while because I think we've been posting a few episodes out here in 2025. This is the first one being filmed in 2025. So hey, come on,
yay!
Come on! How exciting! How exciting! And what great way to start off the year after a little winter hiatus, which is what I like to call that because I basically do it every year, not scheduled, but it just happens. Hibernation. Why not start it with a good old Valentines podcast? And this is probably what, our third one now?
Now let me think. We did one in 23.
I think this is our third one.
This is our third one.
This is our third one. Yeah. My lovely girlfriend Jazziel Dillion is here. Jazzy, JC, Jazziel.
Today I'm JC, but
today you're
yes,
JC.
Yeah.
Yes, it all depends on how you know her.
Yes.
But welcome back to the podcast, guys. Where again things are cool, calm, collected, casual. And we're going to keep things a little lovey-dovey here because it's a little Valentine's Day podcast. And we're going to talk about, it's a little relationship check-in.
Yes.
So relationship
it's our annual Valentine's Day check-in. Yes.
And if you're looking at the little time clock, either on Spotify or YouTube, you can notice, hey, it's a little shorter than usual. Because this year, we are going to start making these podcasts half-hour long episodes.
Or close to.
Try our best to. It's not hitting an hour anymore. It's not going to hit an hour anymore. It's way too long for an hour.
Okay.
Unless we get someone that really needs to talk for an hour. But it's going to be topic and little things under the topic, and then we're going to wrap up this episode because new year, new us.
Wow.
New year, new me. New year, new show. And the show's going to actually show you a little more.
Yes.
I'd like to say, because I want to try to get these out more consistently. And when we don't have a guest, because it's hard booking guests, and I'm low-key running out of friends.
Well, actually, shouldn't the caveat be that you make more friends?
I should make more friends. That's exactly. I should make more friends. When someone can't come on and we really need to get an episode out, JC here is going to hop on.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about random topics now. And you guys are going to let us know your thoughts on that new setup.
I'm your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster.
There you go. How fun. And so we can just kind of get right into it. Yeah. Valentine's podcast.
Yes.
How have things been dating me for 2 years in 1 month?
Yes. Well, fun thing. Today is also our 2 years, 1 month because Ethan asked me out on a 14th. And because
Genius.
I was so adamant about you not asking me out on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did is he asked me out 4 days before my birthday.
Smart.
Yes.
I think it was a smart decision.
Well, it was a smart decision, but a financially draining one for you.
Yes.
So we've learned. So yes.
I think that's why I go on the hiatus in winter, which again, not a scheduled thing. It just happens. I never post anything.
Yeah.
During the winter, in the 4 or 5 years I've had this podcast, never once have I done a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so freaking busy. I've always wanted to do a Christmas special. I was so close this year, but things just got busy again. But our anniversary lands on the 14th.
Yeah.
Today on Valentine's Day.
So 2 years, 1 month, and we've been together. It's really nice here.
We learned a lot about each other.
Yes, we have.
Last year was an adventure.
It was. It was a year. Yeah, it was. I don't know where to start.
I don't know where to start either. I don't know. No, it's okay. Raw.
Yeah, no, raw, genuine. Okay.
Raw, genuine.
Let's see.
Yeah, last year was fun. We just learned a lot about each other. We didn't get to do many shows. Or not little to no shows.
Honestly,
really last year.
for me personally, it was a big transition year, transitioning out of college into working full time, which nobody could have ever prepared me for transitioning into full time.
Yeah.
My man, 8 hours a day at a desk. Honestly, though, I do love my job. My job, it's a very good job. I love my bosses. I love the staff.
Our boss, Tetra Shockley, who's been on the show. Shout out to Tetra.
Yes, current Mrs.
Watch
Delaware.
her episode. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's amazing. And I love my job, but just the rude awakening of oh, I don't have as much time as I used to anymore. I can't sleep until 10 anymore.
Yeah.
So that transition was brutal. And then transitioning out of things I used to do in my free time that I no longer have. And then losing my car, and then like a lot of shifts in like things that I'm used to. So it was a doozy for me.
It was a year of change.
So in turn, it did take, not a toll on our relationship, but it definitely impacted it in some ways.
Yeah.
But I'm in a better place now. Don't worry.
I think it was a good test from God. I'd say. Deep.
Go ahead. Elaborate on that.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it was a year of change, and we definitely had there was a few bumps in the road.
A lot of growing pains.
A lot of growing pains because I mean it's no secret. I ended up leaving my podcast job. I don't think I really talked about this on the podcast, and went back to my old job, which I'm so much happier going back to my old job because. Yeah, I know, rip. But even that too, because again, I had so much weird hybrid time, either at home or going all the way to King of Prussia and stuff like that. And you saw that. It kind of stressed me out too. So I feel like we're both kind of going through our thing. I mean, you definitely had a lot on your plate. I had a few things on my plate, but I feel like, knock on wood, this year has started definitely a lot stronger. A lot stronger than last year started.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we put 2024 behind us.
Yeah, 2024 is behind us. Yeah, 2025, that's a good number too. A lot can happen this year. I'm not gonna.
For the people,
we're not cutting to her.
No,
we're not cutting to her.
Okay, so for the people listening, I have my hand up. Actually, my left hand up with no ring.
When are we? Ooh. Let's talk about when am I gonna propose? No. That's for an ad later. Oh, let's cut real quick for an ad break. This episode is sponsored by Waffle House. Thanks, Waffle House. If you need a good breakfast, you need to go ahead and grab the All-Star Special Waffle House. A waffle, bacon or sausage as your choice of meats, grits, hash browns, or your choice of biscuit or toast. Or you can go ahead and pick a drink, tap water or toilet water. Either or, it's Waffle House. Thanks, Waffle House.
What's crazy is that they paid you no money to say that.
They didn't. But I want to start doing ad breaks in the podcast. I had to cut us off there because I wanted to just do it. Because I feel like so many people are like, you should do fake ads. Fake ads for places I like. Next is going to be Grottos. Next is going to be Grottos. I need to take her to Grottos this year because she's one of the...
Grottos, I don't go out of my way to eat Grottos. If a group decides to go, I'm not going to fight it. But it's not going to be my first choice. And the thing is, I'm very picky with my Grottos because I only go in the beach area. Yeah.
You can go anytime.
I don't want to go anytime anywhere.
You can go anytime.
The only time it's appropriate to go to Grottos is if you're down south at the beach.
We'll make one of our dates this year at Grottos. And I'm going to make sure it's in the winter.
No,
in the dead of winter.
It needs to be in the summer.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So back to it. What are some highlights from this year 2024? With me that you really liked?
Highlights this year, me and you got to travel for the first time together.
We did vacation together.
Yes, that's one of the big I mean, there's a few other ones, but the biggest one I think was traveling with Gilbert and Laura, a married couple.
Yes, a double vacation, if you will, a double date,
a double couple,
couple vacation,
double couple vacation in Florida, and we just spent the weekend there.
Yeah,
and it was a really fun time because it was brand new for me. I mean, I don't travel much. The first time I traveled out with my parents was with Cisco to Lollapalooza, but to do it with a girlfriend and also with another couple, I was like, what an adult feeling.
Yeah, no. And props to Laura because she's the reason why it was the most stress-free
Shout out to Laura.
Because she planned out everything, like the bookings, the itinerary.
I almost felt useless.
No, me too. I felt so bad, but like she genuinely enjoys it. So I feel like she's a big reason why that wasn't just so stressful. Because I feel like a lot of couples when they go traveling for the first time, it's like, oh, it's a test of, are you guys gonna be okay? But low key, we were okay because Laura did all the work.
We were fine, and again, they're a chill time too.
Yeah,
again,
they're very pleasant to be around.
Of course, being really close to Gilbert, and we're glad that you and Laura get along too, and you guys are getting close as well. So it's a good time, and of course, we are starting to start. I mean, that was just a fun time. It was a bonding experience and a learning experience for all of us. But I think it was smooth. Check out those vlogs linked in my channel.
Disney
below.
was fun.
Disney was fun. Yeah. Lots of good stuff. What about you? What about the highlight for you?
Highlights for this year. Your holiday parties. I always love going to your holiday parties.
Holiday party.
Yeah, all your corporate holiday
Shout out to, you know what? I'll just say, my job, United Medical.
Yeah.
We never stopped going to a holiday party.
Yeah, even when he was not employed with them, he still found a way to get in.
I still found a way in, and then I ended up coming back, and we're just continuing.
We're still going, but this time we don't have to scrounge to be anybody's plus one.
Exactly. We're just invited.
Yeah, we're just invited now.
Even part of the helping put things together committee at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, but. Good times.
The holiday parties I really liked, and then I don't know, like our mini dates I really liked a lot. Like you driving down to me for my lunch break, and mind you, it's like a 40-minute drive, and he would make the time to go see me, and I would make the time to go see you, and I could. So it's not even just like the big grand gestures. I also love the little gestures too.
Yeah, the little things, making sure we see each other or surprise each other. We live
an hour
away from each
Yeah.
other. So again, true love. True love, as people say.
I consider us mid-distance. We are a mid-distance couple.
Well, yeah, compared to others.
Yeah, because other people have it hard.
Yeah,
so
we are it hard. Even flying distance.
We are a mid-distance couple.
We're a mid-distance. I think a lot of people would kill for 1 hour.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Easy.
But we're good. And I think this year, I think if they listen to this, they're going to be like, I think I've gotten closer with your family. I think both of us have gotten closer to each other's families in the past year.
It's at a point where like my siblings will like, mention you a lot or be like, oh, Ethan should be here. What's funny is because there's me and I have 2 siblings. So whenever we play like video games together, there's always like the 3 of us and like one computer and we get annoyed. We're like, oh, why is there an extra computer? That should just be Ethan. You should be the 4th. Party. And yeah, Mario Party, Jackbox, all the games. We're like, ugh, the 4th player should have been Ethan, but okay. Yeah, and my parents are fond of you.
Her dad has continued.
My dad has
jokes.
continuously made proposal jokes. So
I don't know how we should take that. I don't know if he's listening. He's gonna be like,
actually, that's a sign for you. It's the most obvious sign for you. If my father is making jokes, that's serious because my dad doesn't make jokes like that.
Yeah.
But they also have another ongoing joke, where long story short, I had my uncle from out of town come in, and he asked me if I have eaten. And he's Australian with a Filipino accent. So it sounded like, where's Ethan? And I was like, oh, he'll be here soon. And then he was like, not Ethan. I asked you if you've eaten. So now every day, I always get a text from my dad. Have you eaten?
Have you eaten?
Have you eaten yet? And I'm like, yes, I've eaten.
You just have me on the brain 24/7.
Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, no, a lot of those questions have just been popping up. It's fun. I think it's
okay. So genuinely, how do you feel? I make this public. Make this known. Are you annoyed when people ask you?
Am I annoyed when people ask?
Yeah.
No, I think it's fun. I think it's fun, kind of not for you, dangling the carrot in front of everyone else. I think it's fun. It's like, Ethan, when are you gonna do it? A lot of people thought. So we recently went to New York to see Great Gatsby.
Really? People thought it was gonna be for my birthday.
Apparently, I talked to Franz. He said when they were all at the cabin,
they were like banking on it.
Franz, I think Franz is like, he's definitely doing it in New York City. he's like that's why, because our group went to a cabin in PA. To do a retreat while we went to New York City.
But it was during my birthday, which was lame.
Bums. Yeah, us and Nicole de Torres and maybe a few other people are mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're mad at you guys.
Yeah.
But I think Franz, I don't know if it was a consensus thing, but he said he was thinking it. Another person who thought it, I was texting her the other day, Marissa. I was texting Marissa about some show stuff, and she was like, I really thought I was going to see a post of you, like she said, like, at Great Gatsby, like, I thought you can do it, like, on stage or something, blah, blah, blah.
What the heck?
And I told her, I told her I made a joke to you. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, could you imagine if Jeremy's like, oh, can we have Ethan and Jazzy?
I would collapse.
Can we have Ethan and Jazzy come down?
Jeremy freaking Jordan.
Marissa was like, I think she was like mad at me, but she's like, that's so mean. No, you shouldn't have joked about that.
No, but like genuinely, like I'm not, because I mean, I nag him enough to know that it is soon. Mm-hmm. And he is very people oriented, so it's definitely going to be something where many people will be that I won't know about.
Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's a private thing.
No, he knows me, and all of you know me enough to know that it's going to be big. It's going to be massive. It's going to be.
What if it's here on the podcast
it's gonna
right
be,
now?
It's not.
What if there's some people coming in upstairs right now?
I would have heard it. I would have heard your dad being like.
That's why we're playing that music really loud. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Relax. It's not on the show. It's not on the show. It's going to be a lot more different. It's going to be billboards. A giant plane with a banner. Yes. And it's going to be massive. It's going to be big. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like the expectations are sky high right now.
But the thing is,
I have to fight
whatever you do for the proposal, we have to top it at the wedding. That's the thing.
Yeah, true. So maybe I should calm it down.
We are going to have the wedding of the century. We talk about this all the time. I am prepped and I am ready to have the wedding of the century. It'll be an honor if you get invited.
It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
What else on this checklist of check-ins?
Okay. Oh, I mean, besides like events and things, like what are some like things about us that you particularly enjoyed from this year? Like a habit or like a behavior or like a gesture? Like what is just something in general that you find really positive about our
Um,
relationship?
I think it hit, especially during our anniversary. I think what I like about us is our communication, and I mean, of course, no communication is perfect, but I think we're pretty good with letting each other know uh, when we're upset about something in a very healthy way, which is something I really like. I was pushing that we practice and make sure that we do properly. But I feel like, yeah, like I mean, we're doing it here on the podcast too. Like, it's doing little check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just kind of doing little evaluations and stuff like that. I mean, that's such a corporate word for it. But
No, like genuinely, like if you're in a relationship, have a meeting with your partner.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
check in once in a while and be like, hey, like how are you really?
yeah,
Because it's easy to get stuck in the mundane, like, oh my gosh, I'm finally over. I
yeah.
don't have to think. But sometimes it's good to think around your partner.
And just let her know how you're feeling. I feel like just recently, I was just letting you know about something that's so vulnerable to me is my anxiety.
Yeah.
And like just kind of something, a little panic attacks I had not too long ago, and just like letting you know how I need to feel, like how you need to support me.
Yeah.
In certain situations when I have my anxiety too. And you've been doing a good job at that.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, actually, before I get into mine, backing into the communication, I do appreciate you because you are so strong on communication. Because I didn't come from a background that's very communication heavy. So for me, I find it difficult to express how I feel. Not because well, there's actually, yes, sometimes I do feel like a burden, but other times I'm scared to express how I feel because of how like people react. Like it's like, oh, you're being dramatic, oh, you're being too much, oh, like, so it's like, oh, like I'm not very prone to like expressing my needs because of just how the life I've lived. So I do appreciate you for encouraging me to communicate and put things into words, because you create a safe space for me where it's like, okay, I'm not embarrassed to share my needs because you do take me seriously and you do accept my needs. So it's a toughie, but I don't know. I've always wanted someone to like on my checklist of like what I wanted in a guy. I always wanted someone who could take care of me, and I'm very shut up. Shut up.
Thank you.
And I'm very confident that I am taken care of.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm confident I'm taken care of too.
Arguably, it's silly because it truly is Atta energy with only kid energy. You finally have someone to take care of, and I've only ever taken care of everybody in my whole life. So it truly is only kid Atta dynamic.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect match. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. No, I'm better at communicating because
and you've done a good job
because
with
of
it
you.
too. What's funny about that too is I'm so there's another learning experience. I was I'm so an advocate for we got to communicate this, and I feel like we found moments where, and this isn't necessarily bad, but it was just a learning curve, is when you would communicate something to me, I actually would be like, maybe I feel like sometimes I got overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh wow, she's like really letting me know. But it's like, wow, no, that's what I wanted.
Well,
but then I don't know how to handle it.
It's a lot because yes, we communicate, but we communicate differently.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Ethan is the type where it's like, tell me how you feel right now, like shoot it at me. But I'm the type that's like, let me gather all of my thoughts first and like leave me alone for a second so I can write it down on my iPad how I feel.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give you a checklist of how I feel. But he's very like, like just say it. And I'm like, I'm not going to say it. Because I need to fester it, I need to put it into words, and I need to write it down, and then I'll tell you. So,
and then she throws it at you.
And then I throw it at you
this giant
in an APA
thing.
format, 5-paragraph essay.
And you know what? If that's the way you function, that's okay. Like it's one of those things where I think a lot of people function differently. Someone could be like, I mean, to me at first I was like, wow, this is like a lot. But I'm realizing that's you. Like you need to convey your stuff in like later on in a message.
Because I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah,
and my
sure.
favorite phrase, unfortunately, is there's layers to this. Because like, okay, yes, I'm upset. Why am I upset? I'm upset that this happened, but I'm upset at how I reacted to this, and I'm upset how you interpreted it. So there's so many layers that goes into this. And then I also didn't get enough sleep last night. I also am going through this and this and this at the same time. So there's layers. So I want to write down each layer to articulate what's going on in full. So it's a lot. But something else that I do appreciate from this year, I guess, is Yeah, the patience that we have for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
are a very, very, very patient person, and I
Mm-hmm.
am also a very patient person. It
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot to break me, and it takes a lot to break you. So I think I appreciate how, even though we were going through our tough times personally, we still had that grace and that patience for
Yeah,
each
thank
other.
goodness. Yeah, no.
Yeah, even when we would go through like Loki, like our biggest like riffs,
Yeah.
there's still that love there.
Yeah. And I mean, besides the patience, I think another thing that helped out is, I think, prayer
Yeah.
and also looking to God and stuff like that. Because I feel like another thing to mention that's so important, that was actually really important the past year,
Yeah.
and it's for a lot of relationships that are hopefully listening, is I think just as important as it was for all of us to communicate, for me and you to communicate with each other, we have to communicate
To God.
with God himself.
Yeah.
And making sure that we stayed in touch with him. I mean, I think there's a lot of moments it slips through because we're so busy with our own stress and like looking to each other. But I mean, there's plenty of times I forgot to pray or like look to him, and I feel like I had to, like, I mean, I remind you, or you would remind me, and we remind each other. Like, I feel like I remember there was one time.
It was a very sweet moment that it's like a core memory in my mind now, where we were going through a riff, and we did everything that we should have. We talked.
It was here in the studio too.
Yeah, we
It was
talked
down here.
about it. We talked about how we felt. I listened to him. He listened to me. We came up with the solution, but there was just something in my heart that just didn't feel right. Like on paper, we did everything we were supposed to, but I still wasn't feeling better, and I didn't know what it was. And Ethan was like, pulling everything out of his head that he could possibly think of, and then he pauses. He looks at me, and he asks for my hands, and then he starts praying for me, and immediately. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna cry. And then immediately he starts praying for us, and that weight was immediately lifted.
There was like a
that
heavy energy.
That missing,
Yeah.
that thing that was like, there's something missing. I'm still mad. Immediately washed up.
Yeah, there was like a heavy energy in there that especially after doing it, it just felt like the air was clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, big recommendation for.
I don't want to cry. I didn't think I was gonna cry today.
First,
Oh my
wait.
gosh.
First tears on the pod.
Shut up. Are you serious?
First tears
Are you
on the
dead
pod.
serious?
There we go. Hey.
No, I don't want to have that record. Oh.
Hey, it's happy tears.
I don't want that.
Wait, we just hit a thing here, guys. First crying on the podcast.
Oh.
Unless, I mean, if there's any Ethan Hahn fans out there that can remember from the past 74 episodes.
My makeup smudging.
Oh wow, the Holy Spirit. She was feeling the Holy Spirit from that past
gosh.
experience. Yeah.
No, but it was a genuinely good experience, and that's something that really confirms for me. Like, you are.
I mean, again, there's going to be a lot of Christian people and that listen to this and are in couples that listen to this, and we'll encourage that. And I'm sure they know that too, or need to be reminded of that. But again, for anyone, I don't know.
The number one thing, pray about it.
Pray about it.
But not even just like in your head, like physically hold your partner's hand and pray about it out loud with each other.
If it feels corny, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because to me, I was like, all right, we're going movie mode on this. Yeah. But even with that thought, like, I know it seems like, oh, he was just kind of being silly about it. No, like I wasn't. Like it just felt like the right thing to do.
And that was the one solution that we were missing.
Yeah.
And it should have been the first.
Yeah.
But
it should have been it should have been the first.
It should have been the first instinct, and it's unfortunate that was our last. But that's proof that we did it and it worked.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah. Yeah, great stuff. I mean, anything else with the check-ins here? I mean, it was,
okay. So
because again, we're trying to make these shorter.
Yeah.
So
highlights.
We're giving you guys some little nuggets
and
here.
And then I guess learning curves. What are some
learning curves?
I think we touched on some, but what are, I guess, more intentional? Like,
do you have anything off the top of your head?
Do you not have anything off the top of your head?
Right
learning curves. I think for me,
let me see where your head's at.
Let's see. I mean, I guess just adjusting to someone that's different from me. Because, I mean, of course, and JC and Ethan, they're like the same person. Yes, we are. But I'm just the girl.
We're also still very different.
But I'm also just the girlified Ethan. So, like,
we're still very different.
I am the type of person to have, like, everything down to a T. I plan out my days. I plan out my weeks. I plan out all of my everything. I'm a big planner. Ethan is not. So, adapting to that has been a little bit hard. And then the way that we process emotions are very different. Like we talked about earlier. What's interesting is like, it's hard because the way that I want to be approached is not necessarily the way he wants to be approached. So I need to be constantly aware of what he wants and like adapt to what he wants and also hope that he does the same for me. Like if I need to communicate something to you, like I need to be a little firmer because he literally said you need to be firm with me in order to learn. And it's like, oh, well, I don't want to be firm with you. But in order for you to learn like a specific lesson, I got to be firm with you. So it's adapting in that way. And then I guess prepping for the future. That's been the fun part right now. Thinking about the future, thinking ahead, thinking about what the next year or two may look like for the both of us. That's been a really fun time. But yeah, I guess just kind of bracing for what challenges can occur in the future. But I feel like this year has definitely been a year of building us and showing us like even in the hard times, I mean, we still overcome it. We still overcame it. I hate to admit it. I still want to say that we're in our honeymoon phase, but alas, time has moved on. So I mean, we're not. So I mean, I think we're still in our honeymoon phase. But
I think it's slowly fading.
It's a slow fade.
I think it's slowly fading.
Because
like, it's not fully gone.
Because things are starting to get a little bit
fading.
real. Things are starting to we're starting to learn our differences and learning how to navigate that. But I mean, right now I'm still fully transparently in love with you.
And you touched on something in the beginning of that that I think is a good thing to kind of maybe wrap up on is a fun dynamic between us is we're realizing she's really good at organizing, putting things together, but you have this issue of execution.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at executing.
For me, I mean, it is a weakness of putting things together and organizing things. Because for me, it's like, let's just do it. Like, I mean, again, I have this whole podcast, but as of right now, it's a challenge for me to try to structure it into 30 minutes and trying to find structure with it. The reason all these podcasts are like an hour, maybe an hour and a half long.
Because you just kind of let it happen.
Because I just let it happen. I invite people over and like, let's talk about this. Like, I mean, sometimes there is a topic we touch on, but I just want to talk about the person, about anything. But now I'm learning, like, again, after 75 episodes now, we need to change the formula a little bit because I think people's attention spans are getting a little shorter. And also, like, we need to just get to the points quicker and, like, hit the things better. So, again, that's a new learning curve for me is trying to plan stuff and all stuff. You're good at that. And, again, I'm good at execution. I told her what's going to be good is about having us as a team now on this podcast.
So is that if I have a plan, he's the one that executes it.
Yeah. So, again, she'll kind of put things together. And also what I want to also kind of end here with is saying if you guys end up liking this, where me and her either talk about relationship stuff or I guess stuff like relationships or maybe
experiences
or faith. We can talk about faith a little bit.
Like little devotionals.
If you guys like this or have any suggestions of stuff we should talk about, again, JC here will be a new frequent comer on the show. And if you like,
tired of this face,
this could possibly become a new show where we rename it and stuff like that. I don't know though. Again, I told her like we're just gonna kind of see.
The future is bright.
The future is bright.
This is our soft launch.
We're throwing things at the wall. And seeing what it's gonna look like. But you guys have to let us know the vibe. But this could either become a new show or we just continue with me having her on frequently while I have a new guest here and there.
Yeah.
And we just kind of keep going from there and keep it kind of like a talk show vibe. But again, I think it's gonna be nice having you on to talk about X, Y, and Z, and if I can't get Joe Schmo on, that'd be nice. But yeah, I think that's something we definitely learn from each other. Is I want to just do, you want to just plan. Let's put that together
and make something great.
Great out of it. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. But I mean, we're getting kind of close to the end here. What I'll kind of mention to people is again, let us know in the comments. Like, I'm being so serious. I might clip this out and put it on Instagram stories or something.
Okay.
Let us know. Like, if this, like, me and JC being on the podcast together, like, talking about experiences or stuff like that is something you want to see. So leave a comment down below your thoughts, or if you have any suggestions for how the show can kind of tweak itself a little bit. If you guys like the shorter episodes, let us know that too. I'm just trying to take in now and listen, and then let's push more out. And another thing we have coming up, we have a show that's coming up at the Everett Theater again.
Yes, because we are making our Everett debut 2025.
Yeah. Because, again, last year we didn't do many shows.
We didn't.
We were just busy with a lot of things.
In our transitional phase, that's why,
Yeah,
but
seriously.
we're back, and we're booked, and we're busy.
and we are a couple
Yes,
in the show.
Yes.
We're in the show Almost Maine at the
Yes.
Everett Theater. Now, it's not in the big theater.
It's in the small building next to the theater.
Right. For those of you who don't know, there's another smaller like theater basically
Called the
right
Gibby.
called the Gibby right next to the Everett Theater, and it's going to be taking place there. It fits 90 seats.
Yes.
And it's only a one weekend show.
Yes, but we have 4 shows.
Four
so be
shows.
sure to get your tickets like now.
Yes, exactly. April. Oh God, I can't
April
even-
10, 11, 12, and 13. All
Boom.
at 7:30.
Boom. Almost Maine is basically a vignette of shows.
Yes, it's a vignette of shows. All the stories take place in the same town at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's I believe 8 or 9 different love stories shown, and they all get their tying bond is the aurora, the lights.
The Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
I think I said that right.
The pretty lights in the sky.
And it's hard
but
to kinda,
I think it's worth the watch because our characters specifically go through the friends to lovers trope, and I think it's just so.
It's a little too real.
It's fun.
She wanted to.
So actually, I researched the show a little bit just to see if this is something that I'd be interested in, and I realized, oh my gosh, like it's a show full of couples. Obviously, I want to do this with Ethan. So I was researching, like, okay, what scene should we audition for? What character should we go for? And I found this scene of these 2 people, quite literally 2 best friends that finished like hanging out, and the guy really wants to express that he likes her, and he like tries to tell her, and it's just not processing in her head at all.
Sound familiar for
It's a
all of you
li-
who
it's
know
a
us
wee
all?
bit of-
Sound familiar.
So then, like, he keeps persisting, being like, "Hey, I like you," and she's like, "What? You like?" me?"
and let's
And-
leave it there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
We don't wanna
yeah,
spoil
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But again, basically, we play a couple.
Yes, we play 2 friends.
Okay, hang on. Well,
that become a couple.
we become a couple, and then what's also fun is I'm in 2 of these scenes.
Yes.
And the other scene I'm in is with another actress that in this scene is basically me. We're having trouble, and at the end of it, I propose to her.
Yes, so I get to watch him propose to somebody else.
Yes.
So you can also pay money to watch Ethan propose to
Yes.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's
But again,
fine.
it's a basically.
No, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It's a fun concept, and I get my first stage kiss. So
Yeah.
Ethan's gonna be
again
my first
a
stage
show full of a bunch of mini shows in it, and there's a bunch of little romantic. Some are serious, some are dramatic, some are funny.
kiss. Of course, we got
Again,
cast in the funny one.
We got cast in the
But-
funny
yeah, we
one.
did, but-
But go ahead and check it out again in April.
Yep, April 10,
4 shows.
11, 12, and 13.
4 shows.
Link-
Tickets are out
Tickets
now.
are out now.
Click the link
Click
down below.
all the links in the bios and the captions and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, check out Almost Maine.
You guys want to check us out on stage? Come on, now's your
Come
chance.
on, it's us
Yeah.
as an actual couple on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was great. Any last words you want to give before we wrap up here?
No, just thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Watching the love bloom.
30 minutes goes by fast.
It does.
It's gonna be hard, especially like inviting a guest
over and really
it's almost I'm
narrowing
almost gonna feel bad like that was it.
Yeah.
But I'll see. We'll see how it feels.
Unless we're like those YouTubers that are like, follow my Patreon for the full episode.
Oh jeez, we I don't think we've hit that yet. Unless I just do it. Follow our Patreon for
Follow
the
the
full episode. Would people even care?
No, people would.
Would you guys
people,
care?
People would care.
Hang on. Would you guys care? Like
no,
I need
all of
people-
your
hang
friends
on.
are watching this being like, this fool thinks we're going to pay money to watch.
Can people let me know what give me some suggestions down below. Like I'm gonna this year is the year of I want to listen.
Yes.
I want to listen.
Yes.
Give me your suggestions. I
Yes.
will just Jella said I need to hop on TikTok. I'm probably gonna start doing more TikTok things. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Hey, that was the podcast for you. Welcome back, everyone. It's 2025. Again, new year, new us. New year, new show. New year, new life. We're born again.
Oh, yes, I
Here
was
in
waiting for that.
2025.
Good.
Do you ever think, wow, we're just humans?
Yes.
You guys, we are just mold growing on this rock. We're mold.
Well, technically, we're dust.
We're mold. We're mold.
We're formed dust.
I was watching this like a space view of Earth,
Here we go.
and I'm just seeing like the city lights on land and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we're just really intelligent mold that grew on this planet. Are we not?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, okay, God, we're not mold. We're God's gifts.
Yes, we are God's gifts. Like, God literally handcrafted us out of dust, but okay.
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks again for watching, and always remember, this has been Ethan Hahn plus
JC. I love you. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Wow, you didn't say it back. What a red flag. He can't tell me that he loves me on public.
Dong 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 dong. Hey, darling. Hey. That was me catcalling.
For those listening, I'm very disappointed in him right now. You can't see my face, but you can hear it in my voice. I'm very disappointed.
There we go.